Masons or Illuminati are involved, you have to pay attention to these things. So Buddy and Mac are going to meet with a well-known numerologist, because when you're talking about codes that are in measurements, you need to look at the numbers.
When we were looking at the numbers, we found 13, 1, and 7.
Where did you find the number 13?
We found the 13 by figuring how many inches the whole height of the statue was and adding up those digits.
Right.
And it was 13.
What you want to do is find a particular number that reasserts itself and replays itself in various ways, multiple times. So having just a 13 isn't necessarily that significant. One number is very significant, and that's the number 7. As a matter of fact, you could call the Statue of Liberty a shrine to the number 7.
Shrine to the number 7?
Let me show you. The first thing that we can see with an image of the crown is that you have a very conspicuous presentation of the number 7
Right.
with the 7 spikes or the 7 rays.
Right.
Okay? On a secondary level, you can move down, you can see there's a series of windows. 25. 2 plus 5. I know it's going to be tough for you guys.
Come on, buddy. You can do it.
7.
In other words, we can find numbers that break down to the number 7, and we can reassert that number 7 is part of a pattern here. Let's continue. In the base, you'll see that there's 4 Grecian columns. Did you guys count these?
There were 4 each, so that's 16.
Correct. 1 plus 6. 7 again. All right, let me show you something else. You remember this part of the statue?
Definitely.
Okay. There are a series of raised portions or leaves surrounding the torch. There are exactly 16.
Really?
1 plus 6. 7 again. Now, this is how you find a pattern where a number reasserts itself.
We were in my world. I love numbers. I love math. There's always a concrete answer. 1 plus 1 will always equal 2. Pi will always equal 3.14. Numerologists, on the other hand, I don't know.
Hey, Brad, it's Scott.
Hey, Scott. So we know a couple things. We know that the 3 men who built the Statue of Liberty, we know they're all Freemasons, right? Okay, so the statue we know has clear symbolic meaning. Let's talk to a few more people. One of them is a guy named Mark Dice, who I'd like you to see, but I want you, most important, compare him to Professor Stephen Bullock. I'll send you his information as well. And these two guys they're opposing views. And I think that that's what we need. You know, this is not a novel. This is reality.
Now, you look deeper into the structure. For example, did you guys take any measurements of, let's say, height?
Yeah, height from base to torch, 151 feet and 1 inch.
Correct, it's 151 feet and 1 inch. Now, whenever you see a number like this, 1 extra inch, it's clearly some kind of a clue or a cue. Why would they do that? So, 151 feet is actually 1,812 inches. You're going to add the extra inch for the total amount of inches, you get 1,813 inches. Not every number is divisible by 7, okay? Because we know that 7 has a theme here. 1,813 is divisible by 7. The answer is 259. 2 plus 5 plus 9 is 16. 1 plus 6 is 7 again. Without that extra inch, and this is what you have to understand here, this is a remarkable situation. Without the extra inch, the number is not divisible by 7, and it does not break down to 7. So we wonder if there is a reason for that, and if you know about number symbolism, you know that number 7 is held as one of the most sacred and divine numbers. The number 7 has such a profound influence on society that even today, our lives are run by the number 7. 7 days of the week is correct. Not only that, we've got 7 colors of the rainbow. We've got 7 seas, 7 continents, 7 wonders of the ancient world. There's even 7 notes in the musical scale. In ancient India, they speak of the 7 rishis or the 7 sages. In Buddhism, Buddha walked as soon as he was born 7 miraculous steps. In Christianity, there's 7 virtues and 7 sins. In Catholicism, there's 7 sacraments.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
And even in the Islamic religion, we have 7 heavens and 7 gates to 7 hells. So it permeates every aspect of almost every religion. That's how sacred the number is.
So whatever you think about numerology, the number 7 keeps repeating itself in the statue. Can we say this is an accident? Absolutely. But when it comes to symbolism and the Freemasons, very few things are ever an accident. Does that mean that the Illuminati infiltrated the Masons? I have no idea. But with this 1 inch repeating itself, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, always in the measurements, that's a question that we need to ask. Buddy, Mac, and Scott are meeting with a guy who thinks the Illuminati are responsible for every bad thing that's happening in the world.
Yeah, now this guy's anti-Illuminati, but he absolutely 100% believes that they exist.